Hi there, and welcome to school. I'll bet this looks something like the school you go to. It's fun being at school. We really like coming here because we get to be with our friends and have fun with our teacher and learn about new things. Today, we're going to learn about our 5 senses. Do you know what your senses are? They're sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. Each sense comes from a different part of our bodies. Our eyes let us see. Our ears let us hear. Our noses let us smell. Our fingers and skin let us touch and feel. And our tongues let us taste. So we use our senses to explore our world. And I love to explore. Don't you?
Okay, class. We are going to do some exploring today.
Yay!
I've got a special treat planned.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
I can't tell you that. You're going to have to use your 5 senses to figure that out. Cool beans?
Cool beans!
All right. We are going to use some gear that's really going to get us thinking about our 5 senses, okay? Now let me pass these out, and then we're going to put it on, and that's when the adventure begins.
These children are about to have an adventure. They're going to find out what happens if one of their senses isn't working. So let's watch and see what happens.
I can't see anything with this blindfold on.
Wearing a blindfold covers your eyes, so you don't have your sense of sight.
I can't hear with these earmuffs on.
Earmuffs make it hard for you to hear what people say and anything else around you.
These gloves don't let me feel anything.
Gloves take away your sense of touch, so you can't tell if something is soft or rough.
I can't smell anything with this nose clip on.
Closing your nose means it's hard to tell if something smells fresh or yucky.
How will I taste lunch with this bandana on?
And by covering your mouth, it's difficult to taste if something is sweet, salty, or bitter.
Okay, let's start our adventure. Come on, let's go.
Hey, where am I going?
Okay, we're going to make a turn. Sam? Yeah, you can help me, promise. There we go. Single file. Stay with me.
But I can't see anything.
Be careful, don't bump into the wall.
Did you say something? I smell pizza! I can't smell anything!
You can see how our senses help us do simple everyday things, like walking down the hallway and how hard it would be without them. They help us walk around without bumping into things. They even help us see where we are and even smell food.
Where are we? Did you say something?
Here we are, ready for lunch. Now, who knows what we're having for lunch?
Pizza!
That's right. Now, how did we know that?
I can see pictures of pizza on this menu.
Our sight is one way we get information. But what if we were blind or couldn't see very well? How could we do things like decide what kind of pizza to eat?
I can't see anything. Tell me what they have. They have cheese pizza, mushroom pizza, and pizza with chicken nuggets on it.
Another sense we use to make choices is our sense of hearing. We can use our hearing to listen to other people tell us about what's for lunch. Is there another sense we can use to decide what to eat?
The chicken nugget smells really good. I'm gonna have chicken nugget pizza.
We can use our sense of smell to decide.
Here it is!
And we use our other senses to get important information too.
Careful! Don't touch it yet. It's hot. I can't feel the heat because my gloves are preventing me from feeling anything.
But our sense of touch warns us if things are too hot and might burn us. And what sense lets us know what food we like? Our sense of taste. Right. Since we get a lot of information from our senses, they're very important to use. And when one of our senses doesn't work as well as it should, that's a challenge, as these children found out. But some people experience that every day. For real. For instance, some people wear glasses to help them see more clearly when their sense of sight isn't working well. And some people need help to hear better. But there are some people who are almost totally deaf and can't use their sense of hearing. Think about what it would be like if you couldn't hear the sounds around you.
This is really spicy!
My friend Kennedy is deaf. There is a way for her to hear things more clearly. She wears a cool device with an unusual name. It's called a cochlear implant. Cochlear Implant. Can you say that? Cochlear implant. That's right. But we call it a CI for short, because that's easier to say. Part of the CI is inside her ear, and part is outside, attached to her ear. The way a CI works is that it picks up sounds and sends them to her brain, just like her ears would. Some children get their CIs when they're babies, and some get them when they're older. It takes some people a little time to get used to the sounds they hear with a CI. Think about it. Suppose you had never heard people speaking or dogs barking. You would have to learn what each sound was. But not all people who are deaf have CIs. Some wear hearing aids, some use sign language, and some use a combination of all three. For many kids like Kennedy, wearing a CI lets them hear and understand the teacher and communicate with their friends in the class who aren't deaf.
How's your pizza, Kennedy? This pizza is good.
But having a CI isn't exactly like having perfect hearing. So there are a few things that everyone can do to help children who wear them. First, it helps to get their attention before we speak to them. Second, it helps if we speak clearly and slowly. And third, when it's noisy in the room, it's good to sit close by before we start speaking. It's important to be a good friend to children who use CIs, just like you are to other kids. So be sure to do these things and ask your teacher if you have questions about CIs. Remember, you can always be a good friend by helping others and not making fun of anyone. So I hope this adventure helped you learn about the 5 senses and how they help us explore our world. Do you remember what the 5 senses are? Sight, hearing, smell, touch, and taste. Very good. And we also learned about a cochlear implant, a CI, that helps kids like Kennedy with their sense of hearing.
Okay, class, let's pick up our special gear because we're going to wrap up this adventure and head back to the classroom. Let's go.
So that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Bye.